Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, guys, with your coffees. Ha ha. Come on with your coffee. We got the UK investor in the house. We got brother Kamal in the house who just graduated with his bachelor's, and he's already talking about getting his master's already so he can come out and crush the job market whenever he leaves Japan. We got brother Ryan W in the house. What's happening, Ryan? Good morning, good morning. We got brother Akira in the house who I'm going to be speaking with on tomorrow, who I spoke with about once this week, or maybe twice. He's making those interviews happen, crushing it. Akira had like 3 interviews this week, man, just crushing it. We got brother Corey in the house. And we got Sister Sarita in the house coming through, getting off work. Get some rest, young lady. Come on through. Hopefully you guys have had a fantastic week. Brother Kamal said, I'm coming out of the Navy. I'm about to be making a whole bunch of money. I love it.
What's up? I say what's up? I say what's up?
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Hopefully you guys have had a fantastic week. And if you didn't, guess what, guys? It's a new day and time for us to start over. I must say, I had a pretty good week up until, yesterday, Friday. Woke up and had a phone call, and we have a lot of work to do on a couple of deals that I have in play right now. So that was very frustrating, and it just somewhat killed my mood for the day. But all the other days were fantastic. And guess what? Today, it's a new day, so I've had an opportunity to sit back on yesterday and gain some additional clarity, and I'm going to put that down until Monday so that I can enjoy the weekend with you and my family and so forth. Guys, today's show is going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about 30,000 tech employees who's lost their jobs in July. 30,000 tech employees who's lost their jobs in July, and we're going to hear from some of them. Some of them are going to be sharing their stories with us and what happened. And I want you guys to gain some information from what they're saying as it pertains to you and your career. How you may notice the signs or the writing on the wall. I want you guys to pay particular attention to some of these people's situation. Also, while you're in the job market today, think about where companies are going. Do your research. Think about where companies are going and do your research. Second, we're going to be talking about UPS drivers, guys. You know that the majority of the South, at least Texas and throughout the Southeast, has been hot. I'm talking about hot. We've had record days of over 100 degrees here in Texas. And I can only imagine what it's like to drive in a FedEx or UPS truck. Well, UPS drivers are reporting that their trucks are over 121 degrees. Some of them are passing out. Some of them are, having to go to the hospital because of heat shock and heat stroke and all this other stuff. And if you are in a position like this, I want you to think about potentially transitioning into tech, what we talk about, because there's a place for you in tech if you want to get away from having to do all the physical work and so forth, and you're ready to make a career transition. A place like tech is waiting to receive somebody like you. Now, you have to do the work. You have to do the work. So we're going to be talking about the UPS drivers working in that hot ass damn sun. I'm going to tell you like this, man, me walking outside in the middle of the afternoon, I don't want to touch anything. I tried to use my weed whacker the other day because I wanted to see if it works, because we have people come through the house and mow the lawn, and I'm thinking about reducing that so that I can do it myself like I used to do it years ago. And it helps with me getting additional exercise and burning more calories and stuff like that, right? It's part of the whole plan, right? So I'm thinking about eliminating our lawn service so that I can do it, and I had to go out there and test it to make sure the equipment still works. So it's about 2 o'clock. I'm out there, playing around with it, and I'm just drenched after like 2 minutes. And I'm, playing with it, make sure it works and so forth. And I probably spent a good 5 to 10 minutes outside. And I'm gonna tell you like this, I walked inside looking like I went for a run in the middle of the day. That's how hot it is outside. I believe the heat index was registering at about 111 that day. And I'm gonna tell you like this, if I had to work in that heat, driving a truck, stopping it, delivering packets, heavy ass packages as well too, I probably would be considering a job transition or a career transition. So this is for you all who may come across this video that are in a situation like this, getting paid good because UPS pays good, FedEx pays good, and so forth. But you may be looking to make a career transition and you don't know where to go. Tech is for you. I'll be talking about that here within this video today. The last two we're going to be talking about is PwC is hiring. PwC is hiring. We got a good brother of ours who already works for PwC. He absolutely loves the company. They're doing some magnificent things, and they're hiring people in tech and will continue to hire people in tech. Another company that's hiring at this point in time too is Nike. Nike is hiring right now as well, and they have a $5,000 pilot referral program for people who want to get into a company like Nike with the infrastructure transformation that they're going through on the technical side. So we'll be talking about all four of those articles today. And we are going to start with recognitions, guys. I've had a good week of folks, ladder climbers, reaching out to me about their successes for the week. Their successes for the week. And I love to recognize success for the week. I love to recognize success for the week. Guys, at the end of the day, when we have success, we have to celebrate that success. We have to celebrate that success. It's very important. It's very important. I want to start off with our brother Keith. Keith just became a Patreon member about 2 months ago, and he reached out to me for a coaching call before he became a Patreon member. And Keith works in Los Angeles at a recognized school, high school, and so forth. And he's been in the education sector for the majority of his professional career. And he's an assistant dean, so he's doing well, impacting kids' life and so forth. And Keith doesn't have a degree, so he lacks the confidence of people with degrees. And he may suffer from a bit of imposter syndrome because he's rose through the ranks very relatively quick. So Keith is on his journey to get or become a data analyst, and he already completed his data analytics certification through Google, and he was using that within his school system to create dashboards and create a way to track the kids who've had discipline problems, because he recognized that they didn't have that for the school that he works for. So think about it. Kids get in trouble. Nobody knows where to track it. Nobody knows, whether it's a kid that comes from a stable family, whether the kid's religion, race, or anything like that. They didn't have any of that stuff. So Keith created it. And he wants to continue to do things like that, to use data analytics to cut through a lot of the noise that's going through within his job, so that he can speak intelligently about facts and data. So he got his data analytics certification, which he passed last week, and he was just recognized in front of his entire school board for the work that he's done in building this dashboard that also is being used across multiple other schools. So Keith was thrilled that he finally got the recognition. He's thrilled that he's being a person that is recognized within his community for doing not just helping kids and helping kids get to the next level, but also showing them that they can move into things like tech. And he wants to demonstrate that he's had success in that lane so that he can help others have success in that lane. So shout out to Brother Keith for his much deserved recognition in his role as a dean, also in his work that he does for the school systems to help them identify kids who are at risk, kids who need help, and so forth. Shout out to Brother Keith. Shout out to Brother Jaden. Brother Jaden is a Patreon member of ours who's young. I think Brother Jaden is not even 21 years old right now. And he's on his journey to become an MIS student, and he's been working retail up until he goes to school and tries to land a role within cybersecurity. He's currently studying for his Security Plus certification, and he's been putting in the work, and he's been improving his test scores over the last 2 months to gain a better test score when he passes, or when he chooses to take the Security Plus, which he says is going to be in about 2 weeks. He's improved his test scores by taking the example tests, the study tests, and so forth. He's improved it a tremendous amount. He's putting in the work right now with his head down, getting it done. And he also is starting school with his MIS degree in later August. And he's going to start off as a freshman to get his information systems degree and focus on cybersecurity. So shout out to Brother Jaden for making that commitment of excellence to go down a path that's going to help him in his career and help him achieve the success that he wants to achieve. So shout out to Brother Jaden. Shout out to Brother Brian. Brother Brian is in the legal world as a contract specialist, a good brother of ours, and he's making the career switch right now to sales. He's come across my videos and been watching this channel for over a year now, and he's had a want to transition into tech because his father's in the tech, his brother's in this tech, and all this other stuff, and he's doing really well for himself, but he wants to transition into tech to accelerate within his career. And of course, you guys know over the last 2 weeks I've been talking about tech sales and so forth, and that just resonated with him. So he has an interview with a company for an SDR, BDR role, and potentially even account executive role. So shout out to Brother Brian for choosing to make a career transition and for his commitment to get to the bag. Shout out to Brother Brian. I got a couple more. Shout out to Brother Earl. Brother Earl is doing some fantastic things as well. He sent me over his resume. He's in the sales game as well, and he's just looking to accelerate within the sales organization that he's in. So he's been reaching out for some advice and tips and so forth. And I just want to shout him out because he's having a tremendous amount of success within his sales role. So shout out to Brother Earl. Shout out to Brother Kamal, who's in this chat right now, who just finished his undergrad a few weeks ago, and he's already looking at what he can do next to position himself once he leaves the military to have success, to hit the ground running. He has about 2 more years left before he leaves, and he wants to put himself in a position where he can earn a high salary. And I was chatting with Brother Kamal in our Discord about, the different careers and so forth, and we've had coaching calls some months back and so forth. And the thing that I love about Kamal is that he's focused. He's gaining his certifications. He's digging into ways that he can continue to improve and continue to make and use the skills that he's learning today, so that when he comes out, he's able to hit the ground running fast. And now he has a big interest in the sales because Big Brother Antoine showed him how much money he could be making, and I believe it. He could be making that amount of money. So shout out to Brother Kamal, who's always pressing the gas, never letting off that gas, and continue to be an example in our community that, guys, you can do it. You can do it. Shout out to Brother Kamal. I want to shout out to Brother Noah. When companies at this point in time are tightening their belts, companies are tightening their belts. You guys are going to hear about the 30,000 employees in tech that were laid off that I'm going to get into. But Brother Noah wasn't one of those employees who were laid off. Matter of fact, his company is going through a reduction at this point in time. And guess what happened to Brother Noah? He got promoted to a director of account management, and also was able to promote one of the staff members under him to his replacement position. So when companies are laying off folks and you are in a good position and you are known and you toot your horn and you are bringing value, you're going to get opportunities. You're going to get opportunities. And Brother Noah has been working his ass off, and while his company is going through a small downsize, he's one that's getting promoted. So shout out to Brother Noah, who's out there crushing the game, doesn't sleep. If he's not working hard in his account management role, he's out there doing videos with his brother. So I shout out to Brother Noah. And last but not least, there's others. Shout out to Brother Akire, who's believed in me and reaches out, continues to reach out to make his transition into tech from automotive sales. Brother Akire did the Course Careers training program in 10 days, the fastest that it's been done. He's had already 3 technical sales interviews already. He's looking to land his first account executive role, and him and I are going to be speaking on tomorrow about what that role looks like so he can gain some additional information. The one thing about Akira, I'll tell you this, he's a very smart man who is very cerebral, and he listens and he puts, whatever he's being coached on to action right away. And I'm proud of him for taking this journey, because I know he's going to have success and I know he's going to do well. And I can't wait for him to come on this show to share his success stories once that happens, right? So shout out to Brother Akire, who's out there grinding, getting it done, reaching out and getting as much information as possible, learning what tech sales is about. He is becoming one of those people now that people in the community, even though he's not in tech sales yet, can go to, because he'll be able to tell you everything about tech sales, because he's going through it right now. He's going through the training. He's going through the educational pieces of seeking advice from educators like myself, educators who are in the community and so forth. So shout out to Brother Akira, who's continuously putting in the work, even though he's working a demanding sales job today. So shout out to Brother Akira. All right, those are the shout outs that I have for this week. I wanted to make sure I hit those because I'm proud of each one of these individuals who are out there doing some fantastic things. And I'm going to tell you like this, there's others. I'll make sure that I don't skip over people. And sometimes, I don't get the information in time enough, but you know how I do it, guys. Every single Saturday, I'm going to recognize, the folks who share their stories, and I know about their stories with you all. So my ladder climber community is absolutely fantastic and doing some wonderful things. And you guys should consider being part of the Patreon if you are on your journey and you want to be around like-minded people who are on a journey to success, whatever that may be in the technical space. Check out the Patreon. Ms. Way to drop that link into the chat today so that you guys can give it a shot. Of course, it comes with access to me based on your status or your level that you actually select for mentorship and coaching. You get swag, you get access to Google professional certifications and so forth. So consider being part of a community. As you are in a transition to tech, you need to be around people that can help you. That's the importance of a community. You need to be around people that can help, that can give you advice, that can share their stories with you. Even now, when we're going through an economic slowdown, some bit, you need to be around people that can help you, to support you. You may be one of those people that lost their jobs in the month of July. Well, tap into people in your community to see what job openings are available in their companies that they can recommend you to and recommend you for. That's what the importance of community is having people that you believe in and they believe in you that can help push you forward no matter what you're going through in life. And that's what our Patreon is able to do. So shout out to the people in the Patreon. I appreciate each and every one of you. And you guys should consider it if you're on your tech journey and you want to be a part of a strong community of individuals who are doing some wonderful things. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the first article today. We're going to move on to the first article today, which is the tech layoffs. Guys, you already know. You already know companies are tightening their belts. Companies are tightening their belts. So I'm going to tell you like this. You should be tightening your belt as well. You should be tightening your belt as well, especially if you aren't a person that's very visible within your company and you are a person that, you know, just thinks that performance, the work that you do is what's going to keep you at a company. And many people think that. Many people are under the impression that, hey, you know what? Let's just say I'll use an example that you are in technical support or help desk and you solve the most tickets on your team. To you, you think that you are the best employee because you solve the most tickets on your team. Well, if you aren't doing the things like coaching people, managing up your manager, taking on additional tasks, your performance, you're looked at based on your performance as a mediocre average employee. Although your performance may be higher than everybody else's. But if you don't do the things such as coach, you're likable, manage up, help the organization in other ways as well, they aren't going to look at you as somebody who's going to be promotable, somebody who can take the reins and lead the organization to get to extra grand or extra 10 grand or get to the 6 figures and so forth. You have to think more than your performance. You have to think about how you can impact other individuals in your job outside of your performance. And I was talking to one of my mentees the other day, and I gave him this equation. He said, Antoine, how much does your performance lead to your promotion? And I said to my mentee, I say this, your performance does play a factor because it's about results. But in my experience, your performance is only about 40% of you being promotable. The other 60% is you having visibility within your organization. You being a person that is liked by your peers. You being a person that is helpful within the organization. You being a person that can manage up and take off tasks off your manager's plate so that they don't have to consistently do extra. Right? It's important for you to toot your own horn, to tell your story, the marketing pieces of it as well. That's the 60% that really helps you get promoted. And people today think that, okay, well, you know what? I'm passed over because I'm killing everybody on the field with my performance, but I keep getting passed over for promotions. And there's a reason for that. It's because you aren't doing those other things. If you don't know how to do those things, you need to book a coaching session with me or a mentorship session with me, a career empowerment or a one-on-one coaching session by going to www.blkheights.com, www.blkheights.com. Let's sit down, let's have a conversation. Let's discuss how you can continue to climb the ladder to make more money for you and your family. That's what we should be having a conversation about. I want to see you guys ladder climbing. I want to see you guys out there on the boat. I want to see us tied up having a good time where our families are jumping into the water. That's what I want to see. And in order for me to be able to see that, you have to make more money. You have to get to positions of power within your career, and it's not just based on your performance. It's a 40 to 60 split. 40% is your performance, the other 60% is other things. And you may not like it. You may not like it, but that's what it is. And that's what Uncle Antoine's going to give you, okay? All right, let's get to the 30% or the 3,000 people who were laid off. 30,000 tech employees were laid off, guys. In the month of July, 30,000 tech employees have been laid off because companies are tightening their belt. Over 30,000 tech employees have lost their jobs as of July. An insider spoke to employees from Tesla to Coinbase to hear their stories. And their stories are of personal and economic toll of the layoffs in the industry. Guys, getting laid off is devastating. And we're not going to make any light to any of this stuff. You already know the Great Resignation. They were marketing it as employees had the upper hand. Employees had the upper hand. I'm going to tell you like this, based on my coaching calls that I've had, no longer do employees have the upper hand. You're not going to get a job offer where they're giving you $150,000 that you gave them a range on. They gave it to you, and you're going to ask for an additional $10,000 or $20,000 on top of that. No longer are companies going to stretch their budgets for talent. At least they're not doing it now. Multiple people within my community over the last 2 to 3 weeks have gotten offer letters. And they've asked for additional money, additional salary. And guess what companies came back with? No. No. And they were like this. God damn. Right? They can choose to take the road because they're doing well. Or they can choose not to. Right? But I'm just letting you guys know, before you go out there seeking additional employment, if you're in a good place at this point in time, just know the job market is not what they're saying it is. Companies are no longer out there paying an astronomical amount for talent at this point in time. As you can see, they're laying off talent that are mediocre. They're laying off people who don't have visibility. They're laying off people who are or can't meet the performance requirements. And we're going to hear some of their stories. According to the latest data from the U.S. Department of Labor, unemployment claims have jumped to an unexpected 8-month high. And as the economy slowed down, many big tech companies have warned their employees of corporate downsizing and layoffs. And ahead of Facebook's poor earnings report, several executives sent memos to their teams warning of job cuts ahead. Early in the year, as cryptocurrencies crashed in one of the coldest dips the asset class has experienced in years, the hotshot crypto exchange Coinbase laid off nearly 20% of its employees. And not only did Coinbase lay off 20% of their employees, you guys got to remember, Coinbase also rescinded offer letters. They rescinded offer letters on employees as well too. So just imagine, you have a good job, you're listening to this market. Oh man, you know, I'm making 150. I'm about to get to the 200. I'm about to get to the $200,000. You put yourself out there to the market. You got a good job right now, right? Perfect job. All of a sudden, you put yourself out there to the market. You want to work in a fintech. You want to work for somebody like Coinbase. Go through the interviewing process, 6 interviews and so forth. Next thing you know, they give you an offer. You get that offer and you're like, damn, they're giving me the $200,000. The first thing is in your mind, I need to let my current employer know that I'm quitting. You turn in your 2 weeks. You turn in your 2 weeks. You accept the Coinbase offer. right? You thinking everything is good, everything is perfect, and all of a sudden you get that email, we have to rescind your offer. You quit your previous job already. You handed in your resignation. Now you're saying this.
God damn.
Now you are saying this.
God damn.
What do you do? What do you do? Yes, it's unfair, but that's what companies have done, and that's what companies are doing. And I would advise you guys to remember this, because many of you guys are going to forget that this ever happened. And when companies do things like this, you're still going to be, in a year, the noise is going to die down, and you're going to potentially even see this company in a different light, like, oh, I still want to work for this company. You got to remember, when companies go through tough times, they're going to do whatever they need to do in order for them to meet their objectives. And that may be rescinding offers, putting you in a very tough position for your family. Now you have no job. Now you can't provide for your wife and your kids. Now you don't know where your next paycheck's going to come in. You have to scramble. Now the next set of interviews that you have to go on, you're more stressed out because you have to land a job, because you only have a certain amount of savings before it runs out. Before you have to sell off your car, your house, and so forth. You are in a bad position. So just think about these stories and the companies that are doing this. If you are deciding to hit the market, think about how this has impacted other people, and consider that into your determination if that's the right company for you. Okay? Coinbase laid off nearly 20% of its employees. The company went as far as rescinding job offers from new recruits. Last month, Tesla let go more than 200 employees. And according to Crunchbase, more than 30,000 tech employees have been laid off as of July. At Insider, we are chronicling how the economic downturn is impacting tech's most vulnerable workers. I'm going to tell you like this, guys. The job market report came out yesterday, and we're still at a 3.5% unemployment rate, which is very low. The jobs are out there. I think there's just a transitioning happen at this point in time, where when the pandemic was happening, tech shot up because there were more people that needed to be in that space. And so many people were able to get into that space. And now you're starting to see that there's a balance or a shift happening where those people that potentially got in and they aren't performing well, they're being let go. And what you also are seeing in the data that I've been able to read is that the areas that are picking up new jobs and hiring more people are the restaurant and the hotel industry, right? The restaurant and I forgot what the actual industry is called. I'm calling it hotel, but food, restaurant, whatever you want to call it. Those industries are growing. Those industries are growing. Those are the industries where a lot of people lost a lot of people. And you're going to these restaurants these days and they're saying, need to hire. Well, they're hiring now because some of those people that were in tech who's losing their jobs have to go there and so forth. So there's a rebalance that's happening at this point in time in my mind, in my opinion. But at Tesla, an IT manager, we're going to talk about the Tesla employee who was an IT manager, who was one of the ones that got laid off, and we're going to listen to his story. A Tesla IT manager said he noticed the red flags the day he got hired. Boy, would that be something difficult. You get hired to a job, you're working for a company that is very well known. In the first day you get on the job, you notice that there's red flags. You're excited, but you notice that there's red flags. A Tesla IT worker tells Insider about the red flags they noticed before being laid off. The employee describes the scene at Tesla's Fremont, California factory where on the day of layoffs last month, people wept as they exited the lobby. The company offered the worker an Uber voucher to get home. But they told Insider editor, I feel like I'm starting over. Despite this experience, they feel Tesla is doing good things for the world and so forth. But guys, You noticed the red flags when he got hired. People wept when they exited the lobby. They felt like they had to start over. You're out there in the Californian area, you already know that people are stretched because of the high cost of living. I mean, that's the Valley area, or that's the LA area. And it's very expensive. You're talking about rent anywhere from, $4,000 a month, and mortgages, $1 million homes, $12,000 a month. And if you're an IT manager, you're making a good amount of money. You're probably bringing in, $200,000 working for a company like Tesla at a minimum. You get laid off. That impacts everything. Impacts everything. Coinbase program manager. I've never experienced such a lack of empathy. For Miguel, working at Coinbase was a dream come true. But he was one of the 100 or 1,100 employees the company laid off as cryptocurrencies crashed earlier this year. In the weeks prior, many employees asked if layoffs were imminent. But according to Coinbase, management told everyone to keep chugging along as though things were normal. And he tells Insider Report that he felt the company failed to deliver on its promises. Dream company. They just said, you know what? Keep going. Keep going. You thought things were just fine. It was one of the ones that it impacted a tremendous amount. Now he has to go home, talk to his wife or his family members, friends, let them know that he's out there looking for employment. That's what's happening, guys. That's the reality of it. Netflix copywriter. I truly think it's evil what was done to me and my colleagues today. A copywriter at Netflix shuttered fan site Tudrum describes the layoffs and now the shuttered site. First, they found out their manager's Slack has been deactivated. Then they noticed the call had been ignored. Others had described getting the bad news over the phone. When they called back, they received news, 2 weeks pay, but their job was no more. Test a recruiter. I did an article on this one. I struggled to maintain my composure and not cry. New recruiter, dream job. This gentleman ordered 2 Teslas. He balling. Making all kinds of money. Balling. Ordered 2 Teslas, not 1. He said 2. Worked for Google. He worked for Microsoft and all this other stuff before. Very ecstatic about working for a company like this. Worked there for about a month. Things were okay. Starting to hear some news. People saying, oh, it's not going to happen to us. One of the things that I recall him saying, he wasn't able to show how his performance had contributed to the company. Well, guys, what do you think happens when your manager is being asked to reduce staff? What do you think happens? What do you think happens when your manager is being asked to reduce staff? Think about this. Put yourself in those shoes, right? You are a manager of 10 employees. Your boss or your boss's boss invites you to a meeting and says, Marco, we're going to do some tough times at the company. I need you to reduce some of your staff. I need 2 people from off your team so that we can cut operating expenses, operating costs. I need 2 people. How are you going to make that decision? How are you going to make that decision? I've been in this situation before. I can tell you this right now. It's difficult because you know you're impacting people's lives. I've had to call the individual while he was on vacation to do such a thing. It's tough. But how are you going to make that decision? Think about it. You're going to make that decision based on performance only? Ask yourself, are you going to make that decision based on if somebody's bought into your program and follows the lead, follows your lead specifically? Is a person that you can trust? A person that has your back? A person that you can mentor? Who are you going to take? Who are you going to take? Performance? Person that performs well, does the job, but also you can trust, has your back, speaks highly of you, makes you look good, and so forth. Now, there's other elements in between there as well. But how are you going to make the decision? That's the question that I want you guys to think about, because as you continue to climb within your career, those are decisions that you will ultimately have to make. And they're tough decisions, guys. And they impact people. They impact people. But if you climb the ladder, get to a GM role, SVP, C-suite, these are decisions that you have to make at a company level. Mass layoffs. And none of them are good. No matter how much empathy you share or try to put in, it's never going to be good enough for people. And you can do it as gracious as you want. But you're always going to find stories like this as well that leaks out there where somebody didn't think it was graceful at all. It's tough. It's tough. So just think about that as you're climbing the ladder. Those are decisions that you have to make. But that comes with being a high-paid person. That comes with being a person that's respected and so forth. Those are tough decisions that needs to be made. And if you own your own business and you have to do something like that, it's tough. It's tough. So I wanted to share that with you guys. One more. Coinbase engineer. I'm worried and panicking. An entry-level engineer who was offered a job at Coinbase after finishing his degree at University of Illinois. He's a visa holder, and his status in the U.S. is contingent on him finding employment. So you got a gentleman who came to this country for a better education. He's like, Mom, Dad, man, guess what? I got this job at Tesla, but I have to find a job after I graduate in order for me to stay into this country. Got an offer. Got an offer at a company like Coinbase. Him staying into this country was dependent on him having employment. Coinbase told him that they were rescinding his job offer. He was worried about whether he would be able to stay in the country. Said he's not sure if he would want to work in crypto again, considering the precarity of his visa situation and uncertainty of the industry. This is going on across the board, guys. So if you're in a good situation at this point in time, continue to double down, put in the work, ladder climb, share with your leaders and managers that you have what it takes to get to the next level. If you don't share that, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you think they're going to look at your performance and that's all you are banking on, you're doing yourself a disservice from getting to this money. You have to share that you want to get to the next level. You have to tell them what you're going to do to get to the next level and so forth. If you don't know how to do that, you're still struggling with how to do such a thing, book a coaching session, www.bokheights.com. All right. We're done with that article. Let's move on to UPS drivers, man. It's out there. My wife ordered Domino's yesterday. Her and the kids were watching a movie. I forgot what movie it was. They were watching a movie and she ordered Domino's. And of course I'm downstairs, so I had to answer the door. And it's hot. I'm talking about it's just hot. So Domino's driver comes up, open the door, gives me the pizza and so forth. So how you doing, sir? He's like, I'm just trying to stay out of this heat, sir. And this is what I said. God damn. It's hot, right? It's hot outside. So just imagine him, which the Domino's is, from us, is just around the corner. And he has a car that he can leave on and have AC on and so forth. So he's coming out. He maybe stay out for about 2 minutes before he has to jump back in and cool down. What you need in this Texas heat. But you're a UPS driver. Your door is open. All you got is a fan. You don't have any AC. And it's 111 outside, 104 outside. You have to lift up these big packages and drop them off in people's doorsteps and so forth. I see why you see a lot of these videos of delivery drivers just kicking packages and so forth, because it's either too hot outside or too cold outside. They're frustrated. They're angry. They're angry when they're in this situation sometimes. If you are a type of person that finds yourself in this boat, guys, consider tech. Consider making the transition to tech. I have a library of different roles, or I have a library of different videos where I talk about many roles in tech, from cybersecurity to management to sales to cloud to help desk, where there's a place for you. And there's many others, because if you're digging down into these subjects that I've laid in the cybersecurity space, I mean, there's 52 different roles or areas of cybersecurity that exist out there. Cloud, there's 20 plus. Sales, there's like 5, right? Other aspects of IT, there's so many. But consider tech if you are looking to make a career transition because you're sick of being out there in that hot ass damn heat, delivering packages, dogs out there chasing you and so forth. You're getting barked at, people giving you the crazy eye. You don't like what you're doing. You don't like who you're working for. They don't care about you. If that's your situation, consider coming over to tech. We're going to hit this one real quick. UPS drivers say heat levels in their trucks without AC are reaching as high as 121 degrees. Look at my man right here. My man got the towel on. Say he got a nice little smile though. Sunglasses on. Say he's burning up. I must say, when you look at UPS drivers and FedEx drivers, man, they be in shape. They be in good shape, man. Calves be bulging. Got those big forearms, veins coming out of them. They be working hard. They be working hard. Your UPS drivers share photos of heat readings from their trucks ranging from 116 to 121 degrees. That's deadly. Last week, workers began rallying outside the UPS headquarters for better working conditions. Some UPS drivers say their trucks are reaching heat levels as high as 120 degrees amid the summer heat wave. On Tuesday, a Teamsters group shared photos of heat readings from UPS drivers that showed temperatures in vehicles ranging from 116 to 121 degrees. UPS CEOs would never accept working in 120 or 130 degree offices. You are damn right. He's right. You got the people out there on the roads, streets, out there in that hot heat. The CEO, management, tech, they would never work in that kind of environment. You're absolutely right. And neither, potentially, should you. Okay? That's just what it is at this point in time, though. But if you're looking to make that transition, come over to tech. Contact our brother, Master IT Key. Check it out, link in the description. A partner of ours, if you want to get into tech, check out our brother, Master IT. Link into the description of this video. Help you get your certifications, help you break into tech. Individual who I trust, Army veteran, father, has the information to help you get into tech. Check him out. Pay for his courses. Change your situation. You don't want to be in this 120 degrees? Check out Master IT. Check out Master IT. A spokesperson for the group told Insider photos came from a Teamsters local union in New York. UPS drivers are trained to work outdoors and manage the effects of hot weather. Preparation, rest, hydration, and maintaining good health practices are key to working outdoors. I know, we know that. But still, nobody wants to be in that hot heat. 120 degrees, lifting boxes with no AC. Maybe they can fit their trucks with some AC or something along those lines. That'll be helpful. Cool it down to at least 80 degrees inside the vehicles. Let the vehicle stay on or something. But it is my understanding that every single delivery, you have to turn your truck off. And you have to turn your truck off, especially when you're in these neighborhoods where it's disgusting and people could come out there and try to steal your truck and steal the packages. You're at risk. That's another reason you should probably be looking to go into tech. You go into some of these areas, you might get stuck up. Consider tech. Consider tech, UPS drivers, FedEx drivers, USPS, delivery drivers. If it's too hot outside and you're saying this, God damn, consider coming over to tech. That's what I wanted to hit on quickly on that one. All right. Although companies are laying off, we got some although companies are laying off, I have to restart that. Let me take a sip of water. Although companies are laying off, you have some good companies out there that are hiring. And none other than the wonderful PwC is currently hiring 4,000 roles across the company. And this is a good company. How do I know it's a good company? Well, because a good brother of ours who's in our Patreon, who's a member of my community, stands by his company. And this is an individual who dresses up, is sharp, just got I forgot what our brother's increase was. I think it was like 17%. Just got a 17% raise, but people are, most people are getting like 4% on average. He worked with his big brother Antoine, and said, Antoine, you know what? I'm coming up on my yearly review and so forth. I need to get to this money. I need to get to this money. How can I get to this money, Antoine? Coached him. Shared how I've been able to do it. He took it, worked with his manager. 17+%. 17+%. Loving it. Getting to the money. Sharing that he wants to continue to grow within his career. Doing the things that is going to earn him even more money in his future. Committing, most importantly. Committing. And he stands by this company. He stands by the company that he works for. Here's what incoming associates need to know, according to the company's head of recruiting. It's a good-looking fella, too. He's a brother, man. Check out Rod Adams. Good-looking fella responsible for recruiting. Even with fears of recession, accounting firm PwC is still hiring for more than 4,000 roles. Additionally, PwC announced a $2.4 billion investment in employee benefits. And for incoming associates, the focus on building relationships in the company is still most important. Again, guys, I'm going to tell you like this. The most important thing for you to get to the bag in your company or any company in your career is to build strong relationships. Again, your performance doesn't do it. It doesn't do it by itself. Okay? I'll repeat that. Your performance doesn't do it by itself. Your performance is only maybe 40% of what it takes for you to get promoted and get to the next level. It's about those relationships. In May, PricewaterhouseCoopers announced a $2.4 billion investment in employee benefits that will roll out the next 3 years. And since then, fears about a future recession loomed, and industry like tech has stopped pouring resources into employee benefits and started to cut staff. But Rod Adams, my brother right here, good looking man, says this: we're investing in the best experience we can give to our people with more flexibility, more choices, and more personalization in how they build careers. Our focus is on creating both a modern workforce and workplace. And PwC is currently hiring for more than 4,000 roles across the U.S. at all levels of experience. From consultancy, or for consultancy, there's 590 positions currently listed. And Adams said his team saw 75,000 applicants during its most recent fall process, a record high from that of last year. And he spoke to insiders of what it's like, or what associates need to know about PwC's investment into employees, the benefits in remote work. So many of you who want to get into tech and want a new role and stuff like that, you want to know if you're going to have the ability to work from home, because that's a benefit. That's a major benefit. Well, this is what it looks like at PwC. What remote work looks like. In October 2021, the company announced that all of its 40,000 U.S. employees in the client services have the option to work remotely, setting it apart from other firms that are pushing staff to return to the office. Big accounting firm, PwC, says you have the option to work from home. They aren't. Let me use the right grammar here. They aren't like Tessa, who's saying, get your ass back to the job, right? To the office. And you're saying this. God damn. They're saying, you know what? You can work from the office, or you can work from your home. And for associates entering their career, Adams said the same level of focus on building relationships is needed where they start virtually or in person. And compared to 30 years ago, Adams says PwC now has the tools to allow people to collaborate virtually and build trust and familiarity, a key part of an associate's success. I don't believe there should be an automatic assumption that because someone chooses virtual, that's going to negatively impact their growth. Build relationships, ask questions, so they can learn things that are new, and they will be able to develop and grow at a similar rate as if they were in person. So guys, as you are remote, you have to build relationships using the tools that they give you. Whether it's Microsoft Teams, Zooms, you have to be intentional. Set up meetings on the people's calendar that you know that are in positions of authority. Ask questions. Set up meetings with people that you know who know more than you, that are peers. Ask questions. Our brother Marvin says, you know this? You know what? Marvin just got into sales. And Marvin said, yep, I got an option to work from home, or I got an option to work from the office. He's the only person that goes to the office. And, you know, the CEO, SVP comes to the office, you know, once or twice a week. Marvin's in that office every single day. Why? Because he wants the visibility. He's gaining the visibility of the executives at his company. For the people who he's reporting into, he's using the tools in front of him to meet those people to ask the right questions. He's doing all those things that we talked about in our coaching sessions in order for him to climb the ladder and get to the bag. And if you aren't doing these things, don't be surprised if you don't get to that 100,000, that 200,000, that 300,000, where you want to be. Many of us want to make 150, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. But we don't know many people that's done that. So when you come to a channel like this and I'm explaining that if you do these things, you can get to that salary, you should pay attention, because you're looking at somebody who's done those numbers. And I've shared that with you, many of you before. You want to get to that $500,000 bag, you have to build those relationships. You have to ask questions. You have to be a student. You have to be likable. You don't have to be likable to everybody. You have to have a backbone. You have to have the spine. But you have to be likable. You have to manage up. You have to be a resource. You have to perform. And you have to talk about your performance like nobody else. Those are the things that's going to allow for you to get to that bag. Across PwC's different sectors, associates are still delivering the same work for clients, even though the way they do the work has changed. For example, team meetings will have some members in the room together while others join through video, and associates have to be comfortable participating in discussion this way. Combination of people being in the office, combination of people being virtual. If you're virtual, still speak up. Still speak up. Have something to say, have something to contribute. But he said incoming associates likely already have experience using virtual tools in college or from previous internships during the pandemic. Because we're in an environment where there's pressure to deliver for clients, that's not going to be any different in a virtual world versus an in-person world, Adam said. Nothing that we're doing changes the expectation that our clients have of us. We're just going to deliver it in a different way and continue to manage the well-being of our people proactively. As teams make plans and organize client work, Adam says that they are also making plans that focus on well-being, like making sure some team members can't end the workday at 5 p.m. so they can turn their attention toward their personal lives. Spending time with the family. Hitting that gym. Working on your side hustle. Remote work does create a challenge where people are working in different ways, but Adam says PwC is providing training on how to lead and support teams when everyone is working in different places and time zones. Opening up jobs to people who can work from anywhere has broadened their talent pool, Adam says. Now talent that might not live near one of PwC's 50 locations throughout the U.S. can engage with recruiters and work with the company from where they are. So you can be anywhere, guys. The idea of where you work not being prescribed as it has been in our industry for so long is a great opportunity to provide more flexibility for people who choose this career path. Many of you guys say, hey, Antoine, what should I do? Should I apply for roles inside the city that I'm in, or should I look across the U.S.? And I say both. I say both. I like getting back to the office. I like getting back to the office at least 2 to 3 days a week, especially for the people who are new and early within their career and want to commit to their career. Get back to the office as much as possible. That's how you learn. That's how you make a name for yourself. After you're seasoned, you don't have to be in the office every single day. People know you're visible. People know you're visible and you're doing work based on your results. How often you're meeting with your manager and so forth. They don't have to watch over you, and you don't have to be in the office unless you have the client meeting or something along those lines. But if you're early within your career, you're making a career transition into tech, nobody knows who you are, you don't have a background, try to get to the office. If you work remote and you can't get to the office, be intentional about the meetings you set up. Meet people, build relationships. Build relationships. Let's get to the last article, Nike. Nike begins offering 5,000 employee bonuses for some of tech job referrals as it grapples with internal turmoil and a wave of exits. Nike's hiring, guys. Nike's going under a digital transformation and working to establish itself as the technical leader. And last week they announced that it's going to pay employees $5,000 for referring some technology workers You know somebody who works at Nike. You want to work for a company like Nike and you're into tech. You can help them make $5,000. Maybe you can even split it with them. $2,500. The company announced the program as it works to address attrition and employee dissatisfaction. Insider found that Nike has internally announced a new program that will offer workers $5,000 bonuses for referring candidates for some technology jobs. Employee referrals make a huge impact on our brand, company, and teams because you know firsthand how important our culture is and what it takes to be successful. I say this too, guys. That's what this community is about, the Black Hats community. When you become part of a Patreon, you can, people in your space or you are working for a company, you can make more money by referring people as well. Let's just say, Akire landed a job as an AE, and somebody like Kamal says when he gets out of the, Navy, is looking for a job in sales. And Akire by this time is a manager. He can refer him to apply to that company. Akire gets paid an extra referral bonus to put in his pocket to take him and his family to a nice dinner. It's a little small vacation, weekend trip up there to the Georgia mountains, Blue Ridge, Jasper. Cool off because it's so hot. That's what the community does as well. But Insider viewed a copy of the email the company sent to staffers last week, which described the program as a pilot applicable to the select roles in the U.S. It's unclear if the program extends to any non-technology roles. So Nike did not respond, blah, blah, blah. Nike announced the referral program as the company works to address attrition and employee dissatisfaction during a sweeping digital transformation that accelerated in 2020. The high-stake work includes rolling out a new global enterprise resource planning, or ERP. So think about this, guys. You're in ERP world, whether it's Oracle, SAP, and so forth. Look at Nike. That's their technology backbone. I don't know what they have, but you can find out what they have. Go and check it out. The ERP system went live in China in July. Donahue recently told the analysts that the system is scheduled to be online in North America in the fiscal year 2024, which begins next summer. This year, we will begin to see value from our biggest investment in Nike's digital transformation, our new ERP. Guys, if you are in ERP space, you're working for SAP and so forth, go check out Nike. Go check out Nike. You want to be a consultant, and many of you guys are working for SAP. Our brother Ron is working for SAP. Big company. Consider Nike. If you're wanting to get into technical transformations, project management, something along those lines, I'm sure they have project management roles out there for tech. That's why I also talked about project management earlier this week, or if it was last Saturday, something along those lines. I can't remember what show it was, but my last live stream, well, 2 live streams ago. If you're in project management and you want to get into tech, easy transition for you. If you're not in project management, but you want to be versatile across multiple industries, good transition for you. If you want to get to the bag, project management is a career that can help you get there. If you want a ladder climb, project management is a career that will help you get there. There are many paths that you can take once you become a skilled project manager. Nike's hiring in this space. Nike is working to fill open positions in technology at its Beaverton headquarters, as well as new innovation offices in Atlanta and the Bay Area. So if you're in the ATL, the Bay Area, Oregon, check them out. Over 1,700 open positions posted on Nike's website. 644 mention technology, including opening for software and data engineers and technology managers. Okay? Check out Nike, guys. Check out Nike. All right, guys, that's what I had for you guys today. I wanted to share that with you all. Let's jump over to the chats real quick. Let's jump over to the chats real quick. Mr. Nix, good morning. Mr. Nix is in the house. What's happening, brother? Hopefully you're doing fantastic. Mr. Nix is crushing it. He's now building a VMware virtual home lab. Guys, check out Mr. Nix. Go and check out his blog, www.martynixon3.com. Fantastic member, ladder climber, 41 certifications, cloud, Microsoft, VMware, crushing it. Now he has a boo thing right now. Mr. Nix is getting it done. John Williams, welcome to the show, my man. Stylist Heart 101 is in the house. PBO is in the house. Our big brother, go and check him out. Cybersecurity. Professor Black Ops teaching everybody about the cybersecurity and cloud. He's getting his matter of fact, I think he already has his AWS certifications now in the cloud space. Check out brother PBO, big brother of ours, coming to us from the beautiful Indianapolis. Marvin Watkins is in the house. I was just talking about our brother Marvin. Blockavelli's in the house, coming to us from Qatar, making the transition into tech. Making the transition into tech. Brother Christian's in the house. Brother Christian, another ladder climber of ours who became a support engineer and crushing it. Fantastic brother of ours down in Atlanta, living in that hot ass heat right now. Brother Christian is a fantastic brother of ours, man. He's helped us with a lot of things on this channel. Even most recently last night, getting our membership roster back in the trap because I let everybody have access to it, and all of a sudden the editing rights went away because I don't know what happened, but Christian was the moderator of it. He cleaned it up and made it happen for us. Brother Christian, I can't wait for him to get on this show. Brother Christian says, Antoine, you got to let me put in some more work before I come on and share my story. I respect that, my man. I respect that, brother, but I can't wait to have you on. The UK investors in the house. Alaquandria is in the house. Alaquandria, you want to get into sales, check out Course Careers. Check it out. Akira is in the house. Textual Chatter is in our house. I need to get up with my brother Textual Chatter. We need to talk. We need to do another collaboration, my man. I love your Patreon too, by the way. He's giving us that game as well, guys. Textual Chatter, check out his Patreon. Check out his YouTube channel as well. Cybersecurity space. Worked in fintech as well. A whole bunch of knowledge. Check out brother Textual Chatter. Miss Wade is in the house. Thank you as always, Miss Wade. Tyler Brown says, when a recession takes place, a new set of millionaires emerge and nothing but opportunity arises. Perspective is key and helped me land my new SDR role at a tech startup. Fantastic, Tyler. Brother Tyler says, man, I'm going to tell you like this. And he is so right. There are going to be losers in this economy when a recession happens. There are going to be people that don't make out well. But there also are going to be people that are going to make out very well. You see Noah's story where they're laying off people, but he's getting promoted. Ching, 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 ching. Now he's looking at his salary like, God damn. We're going to be looking at his W-2s like, God damn. Right? There are going to be people that make out and people that are going to do even better. What side are you going to be on? You got to think about it, guys. Our economy was stimulated with so much cash over the last 2 to 3 years. Everybody was winning for the most part. And if you weren't winning, that was your own problem. If you weren't winning, that was your own problem. You didn't skill up. You didn't do the things that you needed to do. But now, since everybody for the most part was winning, when there's a retraction and less cash into the economy, companies are going to dry up. People are going to fold. For you who are doubling down, gaining those skills, this is the opportunity for you. This is the opportunity for you to make an extra zero. This is the opportunity for you to make more money. This is the opportunity for you to climb the ladder like our brother Noah's doing. This is the opportunity for you to ask for more. There are going to be winners and losers into this, and as things start to retract, what's going to present itself are people who have the skills, people who are preparing, people who are reading the books, studying, creating value. Those are going to be the people that are going to be rewarded. And I want you guys to know that if you aren't doing those things that are going to put you ahead tomorrow, when a recession happens, you aren't going to be any better off. You're going to be one of those people who are struggling. Okay? Brother Kev Tech, IT Support's in the house, another content creator that's doing fantastic things, part of our Patreon, training individuals to get into a help desk, coaching, courses. If you want to get into tech, check out Kev Tech IT Support. Fantastic creator, content creator, has a LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. Check him out. Fantastic, brother. I got a chance to meet Kev Tech IT Support when I was in New York a few months ago. Fantastic, brother. God's plan's in the house. But what's going on to happen when they start using robots at these restaurants? Let me tell you like this, God's plan. Nothing is going to, believe me, when I go to a restaurant, if I'm treated with a robot, they aren't getting my money. There's something about the human element that's going to continue to stay there in every industry. Sales, restaurant industry, and so forth. Fast food may have restaurants because you're looking to have fast food, but you're talking about a restaurant. I think the service industry where people have people skills, the demand for those people are going to continuously to increase. We're going to become more of a service economy where if you are giving good service, you're going to continue to make a shitload of money. That's why 5-star restaurants continue to keep people coming there and spending a whole bunch of money. I don't mind spending $200 on a dinner because I have great service. I don't mind tipping somebody $60, $70, $100, whatever it is, because they've given me and my family an experience by giving fine service. And a robot will never, ever be able to do that. Ever. So what about the restaurant industry? If you're talking about fast food, yeah. But if you're talking about restaurants, bars, where people actually like to go and communicate and socialize, nope, not happening. Not happening. Aston's in the house. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I appreciate you for paying dues. He says, paying dues for the knowledge you give. Appreciate the coaching session earlier this week. I appreciate it, Aston. I really appreciate it, sir. Looking forward to our follow-up next week. I am looking forward to it as well. Keep grinding, my man. Keep grinding. Aston and I are talking about something that he's doing and I'm going to be doing sometime in the near future as well. Now, I'm excited about that. Tracy M's in the house. Tracy M has a Q how. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. Kev Tech IT Support says salute. Okay. Tracy M says, question, how can you notice red flags when working remote? What are some things to pay attention to? Well, it's a very good question, Tracy. How can you notice red flags? Well, you notice red flags when you start to listen to earning reports. When you start to listen to your company's all hands meeting and what they're talking about doing. You start to not get involved to certain meetings. Your manager's not giving you work. A project's been canceled. That's when you are noticing red flags. You're shifting to doing work. Let's just say, your company has 200 customers, but they have 2 customers on some legacy system. And you're shifted to support the customers on the legacy system. Those are red flags, Tracy. Hopefully that answered your question. Tracy M says, what are different ways that you can show that you provide value to the company? I think I've shared that already. Right? You have to build relationships. Train others. Be likable. Manage up. Take off tasks off your manager's plate. Do the extras. Your performance will speak for itself, but you have to help others. And you have to take on additional responsibility. John Williams, what's up, Henry? Brother Henry, we need to start talking some more boxing, man. I don't know what fights are coming up. Let's connect. King Tao. I'm just going through the chats, guys, making sure there's no more questions. Kev Tech said PwC is hiring like crazy. I'm telling you, they are. They are. Tracy M says, what is your opinion on offering your help service to potential mentor? Successful real estate agent mentioned that she refuses coffee meetings with people that don't offer their help in return. Well, a mentorship, guys, at the end of the day, if you are a person that are seeking mentorship, it has to be a mutually exchange of value. You can pay for time, you can pay for coffee, you can ask for help, ask to help. They may have a project going on. You can do some research for them. One of the best things that you can ask when you're asking somebody for mentorship or somebody is mentoring you is ask what is it that they need from you. Ask that question. It's simple as that. Some people don't even ask that question though. Ask that question. What is it that I can do for you? If you're getting so much gain from people and they're just giving you so much, pouring into you, and you don't even ask what you can do for that person, or even when you guys meet, you send them a Starbucks gift card just to acknowledge that they are, helping you, then you're just sucking resources, guys. And so it's little things that count. Send them a book that you read, or send them an article, send them an email on something that you've thought of that triggered something from you that made you think of them. Those little things go a long way. Those little things that they go a long way. What do you think on this channel why I give people so much recognition? I mentor a lot of people. And when they come back and they say, or they send me some information, articles and so forth, right? Or just check in with me and say, Anton, how are you and the family doing? That means a freaking lot. That means a lot. A simple text message. How are you doing today, Brother Wade? How are you and the family? That means a lot. Something like that towards your mentors means a lot. Sending a super chat, whatever it is, if you are gaining information, that means a lot to the individual who is pouring into you. In the professional world as well, they don't have super chats. Maybe they should in companies. I think that'd be awesome. People can earn more money based on how they're helping people who's inside their company. Think about that. They had something like that with inside companies. You're a person that's very valuable and you're consistently helping people. You know how like on LinkedIn you can give shout outs and kudos and stuff like that to other people about, how they've been able to help. Well, maybe they should be able to leverage something like that in monetary and add some monetary value to it. Send them $20, gift cards, or whatever it is. That would be fantastic. That goes a long way, guys. It's not just about money. It's just about you caring and you being creative to pour back into people that are pouring into you. You ask questions all day and you're gaining so much information. What do you think YouTube has super chats for? It's to help individuals out that you get information from. It's important. It's important like to do that in your professional life. If you're a person that always sucks and doesn't give, you're not going to go very far. You're not going to go very far. I want you guys to notice that it's about a mutual exchange. So when, you say that, Tracy, about, a successful real estate agent mentioned that she refuses coffee meetings with people that don't offer their help in return. Why not? I agree. Bring something of value to this person who you're looking to get information from. Makes sense. Professor Blackout says project management and cybersecurity is a hidden gem too. Absolutely. I think project management across the board is a freaking it's a fantastic career. God's Plan says, good morning. Tim B says, I was debating on doing a boot camp for sales engineer, and any insight or advice currently in healthcare? Thank you. You can do a boot camp for a sales engineer? Absolutely. I would definitely consider that, Tim. I don't know of any that I have. I think maybe check into Careers. I think Careers may have one. Or SV Academy, one of those guys. I'm not partnering with those guys, and I don't know too much about them. But I hear Careers may have one for a sales engineer. Check it out. Do it, too. Especially if you have a tech background and you want to go that space, just do it. Brett Replay says, I don't want a robot flying a plane I'm riding on as well. I agree. CJ Moore says, just applied to PwC yesterday. Absolutely. C says, I was just about to spend $3,500 on a front-end tech course at a local college. Now I'm getting scared to take those steps. Is it still a good investment or not? I say this. If it's a boot camp and you're spending that amount of money, see, to be a front-end developer, and it has great reviews, and people are getting value out of it, spend the money. You want to go forward. You have to commit. But do your research first. Make sure you're comfortable in doing so. A front-end developer is a good way for you to establish a foundation for you to move on and do something else after you've done it. It's a great job to have. Ultimately, you want to be full stack where you have a good understanding of the front end and the back end. But if that's where you start, that's where you start, see? Don't get into this whole analysis paralysis where you're researching so much. Just make sure you do the investigation, the reviews, most importantly, and find people that have had success into that boot camp. Do your research first. And if you get the fuzzies and you're seeing people have success go down this path, spend the money, commit. $3,500, it's a good amount of money, but you'll be able to earn that back in no time if you commit. Stay the course. Stay the course. Invest into yourself. CJ Moore says, does anyone have a referral for tech consultants at PwC? I don't, but I know somebody who works there. And if you were part of the Patreon, you would be able to reach out to them and get access to this person, and they will be able to, you know, learn a little bit more about you and so forth, that they can decide if they want to refer you if you're going to be a good fit or not. C says it's simply a call to appreciation. Now, I believe it. I believe it. Tracy M says, yes, it makes sense. I've always thought about that, but wasn't sure how to reciprocate. Absolutely. Engineer Cannabis says, hey, another great tech talk. I appreciate you, brother, Engineer Cannabis. Check out, brother, Engineer Cannabis. I'm going to tell you like this. This is an individual who is doing some fantastic things in the data science world. He just came on his platform some months ago and gave us a game and removed a lot of our fears of getting into the data engineering, data science world. And he is a frequent visitor on this channel that comes on to educate us how in demand the data science, data engineering, data analyst roles are, and how much money you can make. And how much money you can make. And there's a lot of money that can be made in the world of data. A lot of money. I'm finding out that right now by being able to work with my company on making transactions against this. There's a lot of money that can be made in the space of data. And if you are in that space, Engineering Cannabis will tell you right now, $250,000 is easy. Is easy. So consider the data science space as well too, guys. AI, machine learning, they all play a big role into our future. And it's a space where they need many more of us into that space. Engineering Cannabis is blazing his trail, but they need a lot more of us into that space as well too, to encourage the youth to go down that area. So consider it. Consider it. Our brother Norris is in the house coming to us from Austin, or Norris may be traveling right now. Norris be all over the place. Norris works at Facebook. He's in sales as well too on the marketing side. Big brother of ours, good brother. He was out on the boat with us a couple months ago, me and Ben. But Norris is at Facebook, working for a big time company, doing some, well, he's at Meta, doing some wonderful things. Thank you so much for the $19.99 super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the continued value you bring. I appreciate you, Norris. I appreciate you, sir. I'm going to tell you like this. If you want to get into this account management, sales around the SEO, media, advertisement space that Meta has, Norris is our guy. Norris is our guy in our Patreon. If you want to learn that, Jabron is our guy. Jabron is our guy in that Patreon as well. If you are looking to get into that world, advertising and so forth, we got some experts that play in that space. Brother Norris, Brother Jabron. Digital ads, absolute experts. And Norris travels all the time. I look at his Patreon. 1 minute he's in Las Vegas, next minute he's in Austin, next minute he's in Dallas. He travels a lot, man. He gets it done. And he's building those big ass muscles, him and our brother Eddie. I had Norris out there on the boat a couple months ago, him and Ben, and I haven't seen Norris in a couple months, man. And Norris been in the gym doing this his fitness thing, and Norris' arms got big, man. They get swole. Those boys, those young boys, making me look old these days. I love it. I absolutely love it. Guys, that's all I have for you today. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through this Saturday morning to chop shop with us, to enjoy this Saturday, talking about things that mean a lot to us, talking about ways that we can increase our earnings and win in this world that has so much complexity to it. I want to make it simple, guys. I want to make it simple because life should be simple, and too many times I just look at what's going on throughout society and find things that we're making things too complex, and it just gets down to the basics. Relationships are more important. People are more important. Care about them. Learn from them. Be a good person. Be a good citizen, and I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have success in just about anything that you do. Okay? That's all I have for you guys today. And until next time, peace. Ladder climbers, our brother Christian's in the house. I appreciate it. Brother Norris in the house. Chemtech IT Sports in the house. You guys have a good, fantastic rest of your weekend. Engineering Cannabis, Miss Wade, thank you so much for moderating. Get your workout in. My baby said she was going to the gym at 10 o'clock. No matter if I'm on live or not, I said go get that workout in, young lady. Tim B's in the house. God's Plans in the house. PBO's in the house. Tracy M, thank you so much for all your support. Kevin Lopez in the house. I appreciate you for coming through. King Towers in the house, my man. L Cool J. L Cool J is in the house. John Williams is in the house. Henry Textual Chatter is in the house. We got to connect, my man. I'm gonna shoot you a Patreon message. Tyler Brown's in the house. Thank you so much for coming through, brother. Brother Kamal, brother Akire. Marvin Watkins in the house, crushing it. Blockavelli, Style is Hard. Julian Brown came through. Steven from the BV, holla if you need me, came through. Mr. Nix is in the house. I appreciate you, brother. Corey R.E.'s in the house. Sarita came through today as well. Get some rest, young lady. You be working those long nights in the healthcare industry. Ryan W's in the house. I appreciate you for coming through, brother. Guys, go and have a good rest of your weekend. Spend some time with your family. That's the most important. Spend some time with your family, guys. We work too damn hard during the week to not enjoy some time over the weekend, to spend some time with the ones that we love, the ones that support us, the ones that give us the energy every single day to get the fuck up and get it done. I'm gonna tell you, if you guys don't have family that is pushing you to get your ass up, find one. Find one. Find a community that will encourage you to get up every single day and get your shit done. Find a community to do so. Become part of the Patreon. The Black Heights community is showing up every single day. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm motivated by each and every one of these individuals when I see and hear about their success. It keeps me wanting to level up, share, help. You got the young ones coming. I'm gonna tell you like this, guys. We got some young ones that are outdoing many of us already. And brother Trey, our brother Noah, peace out, guys. Enjoy Saturday. Enjoy Sunday. And remember, no matter what you're going through, tomorrow's a new damn day. The next hour is a new hour.